Welcome to another RSR. Tonight I'm reviewing CF Montréal 0, Toronto FC 1, MLS 2024, Week 26, Toronto FC wins. Toronto FC wins! Second game in 30 points. They're out of the 20-point doldrums. They're over at 30 points, but they will be going over 30 points. 30 points or more this season. 8 games to go in the league. Of course, we have 2 Leagues Cup, the Can Champ semifinal, second leg. Maybe the Can Champ final if they could fix that up. But hey, if they get a roll going a bit, we might. But Toronto, they're doing their job today. They did their job today. 2 wins in 3, so much better. I wouldn't say so much better, but they're getting the results they need to get to stay in a playoff race. They're still in the playoff hunt, 8th place, above the playoff line, in the wild card match. What you need to see is what you got. Okay? Was it the most beautiful match? No. Did Toronto win? Yes. Deservedly? I'd say yes. I'd say they were the better team. Goal was offside? Maybe. Do I care? No. Goal was scored as follows. In the 38th minute, 3 close offsides on the play. Bernadeschi plays it to Insigne, who is barely onside. Insigne crossed it over to Richie Larea, who all he has to do is pop it into an open net. Could you say he was offside? Maybe, but he pops it home. 0-1. They give the goal. They don't even check it. They give the goal. It is 0-1 for Toronto. And that's the way the first half would end. 0-1, Toronto has the lead. Second half, the full-time whistle. 99 minutes, plus the stoppage time of the game. 0-1, Toronto wins. They do the double over Montreal this year. 2 wins over Montreal, a 6-1 aggregate against them. And it looks like it may just be 2 games, because Toronto knocked Montreal out of that 9th place spot. Could have been a wild card game, but we won the 6-pointer, and that might just be it for them. Toronto wins at Stade Saputo, the first win for a visiting team at Stade Saputo since May 15th, the Wednesday before Toronto's last win, before their not second to last game, but the game before their second to last game. Montreal's not lost at Stade Saputo for a while this year. And, well, Toronto ended that streak. Let me tell you. Well, that's league matches, though. I think the Forge match came after that. But even then, league matches was the 15th. Yeah. I think the Forge match was the next week, yeah. So, but, hell, since the end of May, Toronto got it done, though. They rained on their parade. They kept that bell quiet. They painted it red. You love to see it. But Richie may have been offside. They all may have been offside, but who cares? It counts. They win the game. They were the better team. I think Toronto, for most parts of this game, were the better team. Truly. Defensively, they made sure Montreal didn't have any venom. I think they were venomless except for the 2 Joseph chances that he missed. The one he put wide and the one he put over the bar, which you wonder how he missed those. But I think, to me, besides those, Montreal were venomless. They had no venom. They had no spit. They had no answer back. To be totally honest, there was no answer, I think, once this game was played. I think Toronto were all over them like white on rice. Defensively, yeah, Toronto nearly buckled, but in the end, they still got the win. They still got it done. They still got the winning goal. They held on to the clean sheet. It's all you wanted in a derby performance, besides the fact it wasn't a very interesting game. It was a very boring game. It wasn't very chippy, at least during the match. There were their moments, but this did not live up to the 401 Derby drama. But Toronto still won, so I really could care less. I would rather win and it be dramaless to a certain extent than us lose and it be drama-filled. I think that's a good point. So, you know what? That's fine by me. Very dramaless game. But Toronto still won, so there you go. Full-time stats, 11 shots to 6, 1 shot on goal to 3, 55% possession to 45% possession, 546 passes to 465, 86% pass accuracy to 86, 14 fouls to 16, 2 offside to 1, 1 yellow card to 3, 0 red cards to 0, 4 corners to 1. Toronto deservedly won. I think Montreal were not the team that deserved to win this match. They might have had better stats, but they were chasing the game for the last 20 minutes. Toronto let them chase. Which, was that smart? No. Did Toronto have chances against the run of play that they should have scored? That if somebody had a better first touch, they would have scored it? Yes, Etienne had like 3 chances that if he had a better first touch, that would have been 2-0, game would have been over, and we wouldn't be talking like this, like it was even close. I don't think this game was close. To be totally honest, I do not think this game was close. I think Toronto was the better team, for sure, by far, no questions asked. They were the better team. And you watch this match and you sit there and say, I wonder why it was so close. And I think here's what it is. Again, I think Toronto's first touch was, on most cases, for some players, wasn't good enough. I think they could have easily scored more goals, but they sort of shot themselves in the foot multiple times. Montreal did the same, though, I think. I think Montreal were in the same boat. Besides Joseph's 2 big chances, they were venomless, but I do think they were also very erratic, finishing-wise as well, because they had... So they sort of made themselves not have any venom, but I don't think they had any venom. With that being said, I believe that Toronto were the better team and they should have won by more than 1-0. The fact it was a 1-0 win, this game was not that close. I don't think this game was that close. For most of it, I think it was Toronto. I think it was their game. I think they were playing this like a derby. They played this with heavy motivation. And all the good players, all our stars played very well. Bernadeschi played very well, even defensively. Like, Bernadeschi had a game you would expect out of him. I wouldn't even say ask him for, expect out of him. Amazing game for Federico. Lorenzo had a really good game. Richie, as what you would expect from Richie. Amazing. Oso, turns out he isn't washed. Oso, we need him. He is a very good, calming presence in the midfield. He is a deserving captain. Oso's not washed. He's still got it. He's still got something, and you could tell tonight. Owuzu wasn't horrible, even being injured, having a knock for most of the match, hobbled. Yeah, he looked good, I think. He looked better hobbled than healthy, to be honest. DeAndre Kerr, I wish he scored a goal. He definitely could have. He didn't, though. I think most of the players we really need to lean on look good tonight. O'Neal looked amazing for most of the match. Long came in, looked good. Gomes looked good. Davy Flores looked good when he came on. I think most of the players we need to lean on, this was more like earlier in the season. This is a game where I was like, this is what I think will still be. This was more like an early season match. Early season good Toronto match. That's what this was. And I was happy to see it to a certain extent because this is what I expect. The fact we fell off and absolutely spiraled out so hard is not what you want to see from Toronto. Now, going into Leagues Cup, this is a good thing to have a 2-3 winning record. We've won 2 out of 3. We play Red Bulls first next Saturday, the 27th of July. And, you know, it's something that we need to get a point or 2 points out of. If we win the shootout, we get out of the group. If we win the game, we get out of the group. I don't see Red Bulls beating Pachuca or even winning a shootout over them. Or even losing a shootout over them, because then it would be 3 points and then we're SOL. But I think if we have to get the job done against Red Bulls. You want to get out of the group, you have to get the job done against Red Bulls. And they are starting to fall apart a bit. They did win against Cincinnati, yes, but they've had some questionable results recently. They did just beat Toronto very, very recently. But as well, besides that, and the Cincy game, they've had some questionable results. They're here or there. They're hit or miss. But losing a guy like Frankie Amaya is a bad loss. They are hit or miss. Just because they had the good game tonight and against Toronto a couple of weeks ago doesn't mean that they'll do it again. I think we have a chance. I really do. But the question is do we get that result? We'll find out. But with that being said, Toronto beating Montreal, that's a good way to, winning 2 out of 3, that's a good way to build some momentum going into Leagues Cup when you look like you had none. So, good start, good way to start, good way to get it done. Let's treat Leagues Cup like the seriousness it has and a possible CCL ticket, Champions Cup ticket, and go on from there. With that being said, there's a hole in Quebec that they call Montreal. Go to hell, Montreal, go to hell. If you like this video, like and share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification when subscribe, send some chats on the live streams, comment on this video, put us in playlist, share with friends and family, all that great stuff. I will see you tomorrow for a live watch along and review of Pumas versus Pachuca. Domingo Futbolero is back. Jornada 4, Jornada 4 in La Liga MX Apertura. Right before the Leagues Cup break starts. We're going to touch on both leagues, and that's what we're going to do. So see you tomorrow for Domingo Futbolero. It'll be a good one. I'm Ryan, and I'm out. Peace. Let's go.